Muletrain.
Well, it's just about time for the Muletrain news program on this New Year's Eve 2015, December the 31st, 2015, brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant.
Memorial service for Beth Watson, 86 years of age, will be held on Tuesday afternoon at 2 in Ellie's Funeral Home Chapel with the Reverend Jack Stone of Muleshoe officiating. There will be a private family burial in the Muleshoe Memorial Park under the direction of Ellie's Funeral Home. The Watson family will gather at noon on Tuesday for a light lunch at the First United Methodist Church Fellowship Hall. Beth Watson, a longtime resident of Muleshoe, died Monday night at 10 in the Harmony House in Amherst, where she had lived the last 8 years. She was born Beth Phipps on January 12, 1924 in Wellington to S.P. Pete and Dink Goforth Phipps. She moved with her family to Bailey County. They settled in the Stegall area, and they came here in 1930 from Wellington. Beth was a member and a very faithful one of the First Assembly of God Church in Muleshoe, where for many years she led the singing. She was a pilot, an artist, doll collector, and an antique collector as well. Beth Phipps Watson was preceded in death by her husband Delbert, who died in 1998. He was a Bailey County farmer, and her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Pete Phipps. A sister, Catherine Phipps, and 6 brothers also preceded her in death: Morris, Paul, Glenn, J.L., Hal, and Clark Phipps, and also 1 grandson. Survivors are 2 sons, Tom Watson and his wife Linda, live here in Muleshoe, and Jim Watson and his wife Sandy of Arlington, formerly of Muleshoe. 2 sisters, Dorothy, who lives in Los Angeles, and Margie, who lives in Corpus Christi. A brother, Norman, lives in Louisville, Texas. There are 4 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren who also survive. Please remember all of the family of Beth Watson in your prayers. And you can go online to send your sympathy messages to the Watson family at www.ellisfuneralhomes.com. Repeating, Beth Watson was 86 years of age when she died Monday night at 10 in the Harmony House in Amherst, where she had lived for the past 8 years. The memorial service will be held at 2 Tuesday afternoon in Ellie's Funeral Home Chapel here in Muleshoe. There will be a private family burial in Muleshoe Memorial Park under the direction of Ellie's Funeral Home of Muleshoe. The Watson family will gather at noon Tuesday for a light lunch at the First United Methodist Church Fellowship Hall. Everyone is invited to celebrate New Year's Eve and ring in the new year of 2016 at the La Muleta on Main Street at Avenue B in downtown Muleshoe on Thursday night. And the doors will open at 7:30. Now, Louis Pacheco of Muleshoe and his band Grupo Mezcal will be performing from 9 until 1 to ring in the new year in a grand way. And Laura Lee Owl, a member of the band, says there will be food available, tacos, barbecue, and much, much more. Now, you can buy your tickets right now by calling Louis Pacheco on his cell phone, 806-729-8716. They're only $15. At the door, they will be higher, $20 per person, and they will perform from 9 to 1, but the doors will open at 7:30 on Thursday, New Year's Eve, at the La Muleta in downtown Muleshoe at Main and Avenue B. And the featured singer will be Monica Pacheco, a Muleshoe High School graduate with Grupo Mezcal. Everyone will want to celebrate in the right way tonight on Thursday, New Year's Eve. Well, talking about celebrating, Mark Heidel, son-in-law of Norris and Becky Conklin of Muleshoe, will certainly be celebrating the new year of 2016. He is the director of music at the University of Iowa and will be directing the University of Iowa Band at the Rose Bowl when they play the national anthem shortly before 4 o'clock New Year's afternoon, when the University of Iowa plays Stanford at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Mark Heidel will also be marching with the band in the Rose Parade for the 5.5 miles down Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena on New Year's morning. The band will be the 41st entry in the parade, if you want to count them. But we don't know which side of the band Mark will be on. His wife, the former Kelly Conklin, a Muleshoe High School graduate, will get to help decorate the University of Iowa float. Mark Heidel was the Muleshoe High School Mighty M band director from 1986 to 1990. Mark and Kelly Heidel were here in Muleshoe for Christmas at her parents', Miss Norris Conklin's home, along with her brother and family, Miss Mason Conklin, and little Miss Cora May, who, of course, was the most important person in that family gathering. Cora May Conklin is now 2.5 years of age, and she stole Becky and Norris's heart, all celebrating long the holiday season. The Mason Conklins live in Holly Springs, Georgia, and Mason is a Muleshoe High School graduate also, and he's director of fine arts at Reinhardt University. And they really enjoyed taking little Miss Cora May on the Polar Express. Wasn't that a wonderful memory for all of them? Now, that's not the only big celebration. Of course, you know, OU Sooners will be playing Clemson in the Rose Bowl and in the Orange Bowl, in Miami on New Year's Eve at 3 o'clock Central Time, and that also is on ESPN, as is the Rose Bowl. And of course, our own Muleshoeite Lincoln Riley is the offensive coordinator of the OU Sooners. Good luck to OU and Lincoln Riley of Muleshoe, son of Miss Mike Riley and grandson of Miss Claude Riley, all of Muleshoe. We'll be back with more Muletrain news and weather, so stay tuned.
And this edition of the Muletrain News is being brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. The First Bank here in Muleshoe, check them out online. Their new online banking available at www.fbmuleshoe.com. And Phil, Ken, and all the employees at the First Bank wish you a very happy and prosperous 2016. Of course, they will be closed on New Year's Day, Friday, January the 1st. And Happy New Year from the First Bank. The First Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Victor and Debbie Leal, Angelique, and all their employees at Leal's Mexican Restaurant wish you a happy New Year as well, and a very prosperous and wonderful 2016 ahead of you. And they will be closed on Friday, January the 1st at Leal's, but come and eat with them today on New Year's Eve or on Saturday, January the 2nd. And Leal's Mexican Restaurant wishes you a happy 2016. This edition of the Muletrain News is brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Frying Cox will be open during the entire New Year's holiday on New Year's Eve, Thursday, New Year's Day on Friday, and Saturday, January the 2nd, for your shopping convenience, as they are your headquarters for snow and ice melter. They have a great selection of snow shovels as well, lots of heaters, and also get 50% off all their Christmas ornaments and decorations now at Frying Cox, 401 South 1st Street, 806-272-4511. They wish you a very happy and prosperous 2016 at Frying Cox. And they're open on New Year's Day.
This story is from the Texas Association of Dairymen, and you can find the entire story on our Twitter and our Facebook. But in part, it says Winter Storm Goliath packed a powerful punch to the heart of the Texas dairy industry that will be felt well into the future, from a reduction in the state of Texas milk supply to dairy financial losses, and to the emotional impact on farmers of losing their animals, according to Darren Turley, who is the executive director of the Texas Association of Dairymen. It wasn't until Tuesday that many dairy producers in the primary impact area, which is from Muleshoe east to Lubbock and north up to Freona, were able to safely walk among their cows and survey the situation. Turley estimates the region, which includes half of the state of Texas' top 10 milk-producing counties, is home to about 36% of the state's dairy cows, or an estimated 142,800 cows. He estimates that the blizzard killed about 5% of mature dairy cows and a yet unknown number of calves and heifers, as the producers are unable to fully examine their herds at this time. Also, there is an immediate challenge to handle this sudden massive loss of animals. The Texas Association of Dairymen is working with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality and other agencies to determine how the animals can be disposed of quickly and safely. In addition, TAD is working with the Texas Governor's Office and the Texas Department of Agriculture and other state and federal agencies to determine whether financial assistance is available for our dairy farmers. And also, the cows are not producing milk as they normally do. They need to be milked twice every day, and during the storm the employees just could not get to the cows, and this will go into the future that there will be a low production of milk. Also, the trucks that were transporting the milk couldn't get to the processors, and so there was a lot of milk in trucks that spoiled. Now, ranchers turned to Facebook and Twitter to find cattle stranded by our blizzard that we have endured. And so there is even a Bailey County cattle Facebook page that you can turn to for help, and that is most helpful. Want to shovel sidewalks and driveways in Muleshoe? Call 806-381-7116. And now it's time for us to look ahead to the new year and our weather forecast, brought to you by 5 Area Telephone, West Plains Telecommunications. Our low yesterday was 16, and this morning when it was 7 o'clock, it was 20 degrees. It's only 27 degrees now. At what time, Robert? 11:50, nearly noon, and we have still 3 inches of snow left on the ground on this New Year's Eve. And now a message from our sponsor.
Secure your life with fast technologies available through 5 Area. Whether you're in Muleshoe or anywhere in the world, security and automation services for your home, farm, or business available now through your hometown company, 5 Area. Plans starting now at $20 per month. Fast Technologies offers live and recordable video surveillance. Control your door locks and garage doors, whether you're in your recliner around the corner or in Dallas. Lighting control and motion detection. Door and window sensors. Receive alerts through text, email, or phone. Plans again starting at $20 per month. Call today, 5 Area, 806-272-5533, or go by their website at 5area.com. They will also be happy to give you an on-site demo, so stop by their offices today, 302 Uvalde Street on the west edge of Muleshoe. A DSL internet connection is required. That's home, farm, and business security and automation services available through Fast Technologies at 5 Area. Call 806-272-5533 for more information. Looking at our weather forecast for the Muleshoe area today on New Year's Eve, Thursday, mostly cloudy, high near 37 degrees, east-northeast winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. A chance of snow and freezing drizzle tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 22, northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of snow 50%. New snow accumulations of less than 1 inch is possible, and so be very careful if you get out tonight, as it will refreeze, and also we'll get chances of drizzle and snow on top of what we already have on the ground. Again, chance of precipitation is 50% for New Year's Eve night, so that can be extremely dangerous after dark. A slight chance of snow and freezing drizzle up until noon on New Year's Day, Friday, mostly cloudy, high near 32 degrees, northeast winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour, becoming south in the afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 20%. Mostly cloudy Friday night, low around 19. Partly sunny on Saturday for the weekend. Nice high around 40 degrees, so warming up. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Saturday night, partly cloudy, low around 23. Even warmer on Sunday for this weekend, mostly clear, sunny, high near 47 degrees, west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, becoming northeast in the afternoon, mostly clear Sunday night, low around 21. Monday, mostly sunny, high near 45. Monday night, a slight chance of rain and possibly some snow, mostly cloudy, low around 27. And if you look into next week, we have chances of rain and during the days and snow at night during the first part of next week. So we'll look for that coming. Some more information information on that as we get closer to next week. But again, today on New Year's Eve, mostly cloudy with the high near 37 for Thursday, New Year's Eve. Chance of snow and freezing drizzle tonight with a precipitation chance around 50%. Mostly cloudy, low around 22. Then a slight chance of snow and freezing drizzle before noon on New Year's Day. Friday, mostly cloudy, high near 32. Low Friday night, low around 19. Mostly cloudy, south winds around 5 miles per hour. 5-area telephone, West Plains Telecommunications, has presented to you this edition of the weather forecast.
And we'll be back with more Muletrain in just a jiffy.
Tattered Tumbleweed is open today on New Year's Eve until 2 p.m. They will be closed on New Year's Day, Friday, and on Saturday, January the 2nd. But come and see them today on New Year's Eve. They have great Woolrich Carhartt toboggans and ski masks, along with gloves, work gloves, Carhartt coats, Noble Outfitter waterproof boots, Wild Rags scarves in different sizes and styles. And again, they'll be open today on New Year's Eve, Thursday until 2 p.m., closed on Friday, January 1st, and Saturday, January the 2nd. They'll reopen on Monday. And Colby, Brittany, Gina, and Ronnie all wish you a very prosperous 2016 from Tattered Tumbleweed, 1405 West American Boulevard, right here in Muleshoe. The swing bed program is now available at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center for the patient who is no longer in need of acute medical care but is not yet comfortable functioning independently at home. Call for more information today about the swing bed program, the Muleshoe Area Medical Center, 806-272-4524, and everyone at the Muleshoe Area Medical Center hopes that you have a great New Year in 2016.
In the Caprock basketball tournament in Lubbock, the Lady Mules lost their first game to the Olton girls. The score, Olton 59, Lady Mules 38. And also, the boys lost their game on Wednesday to Shallowater. We want to remind you, please do not drink and drive. That even means if you've had 1 or 2 drinks and you think you can drive, you really do not know. And therefore, do not ever drink and drive, especially during a New Year's holiday. Also, we want to say a belated happy birthday, a 16th birthday to Madison Lutz. She's the daughter of David and Angela Lutz out in the Needmore community. And Madison is a Muleshoe High School student, and she's one of our favorite people. Rhonda and Charles Pummel, who live in the Metroplex, are getting ready in the new year to move to Robinson Ranch. It's a retirement community near Denton. Of course, Dr. and Mrs. Charles Pummel formerly lived here in Muleshoe, and they gave the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center building to our senior citizens. A New Year's Eve party is being held at the Muleshoe Country Club from 8 to 1 on New Year's Eve, and they will have drink specials.
The city of Muleshoe announces that many of the alleys here in town are impassable, making garbage pickup impossible. The city of Muleshoe has provided temporary dumpsters at the Public Works building, which is just on the east edge of town along Highway 84, that citizens can use if the dumpsters are full. Please call the city at 806-272-4528. Please don't put garbage outside the dumpsters. And again, there's some temporary dumpsters the city has put at the Public Works building on East Highway 84 that you can go and dump your trash in, and many of the alleys here in town are impassable due to the large drifts.
David Brunson is retiring at the end of this year and he will be honored with a retirement reception as our Muleshoe City manager, and that will be Friday, January the 8th, 2 to 4 at the council chambers in City Hall at 215 South 1st Street, and everyone is welcome. And everyone is welcome to the La Muleta on Main Street in Muleshoe this New Year's Eve. And the doors will open at 7:30, and there will be music from 9 to 1 by Grupo Mezcal and Louis Pacheco. Now, in Louis' band are Laura Leal, Gonzalo Lozano, Frank Riccio, and the singer is Monica Pacheco. And they will have the New Year's celebration right there in Muleshoe, Main and Avenue B. Doors opening at 7:30, music from 9 to 1, and get your tickets now for only $15 at Louis Pacheco. Call Louis at 806-729-8716. At the door, they'll be a little higher, $20 per person, and they will have food available, Laura Leal says, at the La Muleta tonight, where Grupo Mezcal will be performing and bringing in the new year. And we mentioned earlier about OU playing in the Orange Bowl today in Miami, and we have playing on Channel 6 and also on our Twitter and Facebook page an interview that we did with Lincoln Riley, the OU offensive coordinator, back before the season started last August, and you'll want to enjoy that today and reminisce with Lincoln Riley about his Muleshoe days and about the wonderful season that he has had as the first year with OU Sooners. On our Twitter and Facebook, you will want to read the blog we have put up, The Adventures of Dairy Carey, and this tells about how our area dairymen got through the blizzard of 2015.
Well, it's just about time for us to go on this New Year's Eve edition of the Muletrain News, brought to you today by the First Bank along with Leal's Mexican Restaurant. Both of them wishing you a very happy and prosperous 2016. You can hear our latest Muletrain News program rotating on Reach Broadband Channel 6, as well. Find it on our website, free of charge on demand, muleshoetv.com. Click on the Muletrain News link at the top center of the page.
I'm Tumbleweed Smith, a book about movie houses. Details in a moment on The Sound of Texas.
And The Sounds of Texas are brought to you here on Reach Broadband Channel 6, as well as MuleshoeTV.com by Bailey County Electric Cooperative Association, with offices in Muleshoe as well as in Morton. They're celebrating 76 years of rural electrification right here in the Muleshoe area through Bailey County Electric. Make sure to check them out online, BCECOOP.com. The board of directors, the members, the employees, the manager, CEO David Markle, all hope that you enjoyed the Sounds of Texas with Tumbleweed Smith.
When I travel, I'm always looking for a movie house.
James Johnston lives in Austin but grew up in Big Spring. He writes about his hometown in 2 books, both of them having to do with entertainment. His latest one is just out.
The book title is Movies in Magic Houses in a West Texas Whereabouts. And it's about movie houses in Big Spring, Texas, kind of relating to movies other places.
How did you go about researching that, and what did you find out?
I grew up working in the movie theaters here in Big Spring, and I spent a lot of time, when I wasn't working in them, I spent a lot of time watching movies here.
His book about movie houses has backgrounds on all the movie houses in Big Spring. The first one was the Lyric, built in 1909.
Then the Queen was built, and then the Ritz was built. And then the next one was the State Theater. After that, they built the Terrace Drive-In, the Jet Drive-In, and then the Sahara Drive-In.
A mall theater cinema was built in 1968. The Cinemark Theater in another mall opened in 1986 and is the only surviving theater in Big Spring. Television caused a lot of movie houses to close, and all sorts of factors affected drive-ins.
Simple things like daylight savings time. You had to start the movie later. People didn't want to stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning watching the movie, so even Detroit changed cars. They started putting bucket seats in cars. Well, that just ruined going to the movies.
The Robb family built most of the theaters in Big Spring. Isaac Robb started it all.
And Harold Robb took it and made it into an empire. They had movie houses in 4 states at one time, and one of the largest chains in the United States at one time. So they were huge, and it all started right out of the Lyric Theater.
One unusual movie house was the Air Dome, an outdoor theater downtown built in 1914. In the movie heyday of the 30s, 40s, and 50s, lots of movie stars came to town.
They used to travel with the movies to promote them, especially the cowboy stars.
James's book about movie houses in Big Spring is available at the Big Spring Visitor Center and the Heritage Museum.
You know, with the rich being restored, this should be a timely book.
James Johnston of Austin, author of Movies and Magic Houses. I'm Tumbleweed Smith with the Sound of Texas.
Time now for the market report, brought to you today by Stephen Dement, financial advisor with Edward Jones, located right here in Muleshoe in his office at 104 West 2nd Street. Call 806-272-4102. And Stephen and branch office administrator Dana Rempe hope that you have a very happy and prosperous new year in 2016. The market report was recorded this New Year's Eve, December the 31st, 2015 at 12 noon. U.S. stocks are lower to start the last trading session of 2015, leaving the Dow and S&P 500 in negative territory for the year for the first time since 2008. In economic news, initial jobless claims came in higher than estimated for the week, with continuing claims nearly at expectations. Treasuries are mostly higher in early trading. The S&P 500, the best performing sector is healthcare, while the worst performing sector is utilities. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down 116.52 at 17,487.35. The Standard & Poor's 500 Index is down 14.65 at 2,048.71. And the NASDAQ Composite Index is down 29.51 at 5,036.34. This morning, volume on the New York Stock Exchange is moderate, with 130.47 million shares traded. Decliners are outnumbering advancers by roughly 3-to-1 margin. In the commodity markets, the spot price of gold is up 44 cents to $1,061.93, and the spot price of silver is down 2 cents to $13.87. Crude oil prices are up 8 cents to $36.68, and in the bond markets, the 30-year Treasury yield is currently 3.01%, and the 10-year Treasury yield is 2.27%. Some stocks of area interest: Xcel Energy Incorporated is down 0.25 to 36.15. Target Corporation is down 0.64 to 72.98. Atmos Energy Incorporation is down 0.55 to 63.60. And Walmart Stores Incorporated is down 0.09 to 61.59. The market report has been brought to you today by Stephen Dement, financial advisor with Edward Jones, member SIPC, 104 West 2nd Street, right here in Muleshoe, 806-272-4102. You can get more market information online on his website at www.edwardjones.com.